Good afternoon, guys. Thanks for joining us. This is another quick video about the Catalyst programming tool and the 400 series DDC controllers. In this video, I'm going to cover the fault detection and alarms that are built into the 400 series controllers. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to fire up Catalyst. Let me name my page here, my new page. Let's call that alarms. Okay. So I'm going to drag a couple of blocks here. I'm going to go into the general category and I'm going to drag a fault digital block. That's a good one to look at. And also I'm going to drag out a fault numeric here. So let me just move them around a little bit here. And then let's talk about these and then we'll move on to other things. So as I click on the fault digital, you can see on the right hand side there's basically a built-in delay there for 60 seconds, but you can change that to what you want. And let's bring in a digital point. Let's bring in a digital input point, and let's call that fan status. Okay, so I'm just going to move these out a little bit here. Let's call that fan status. Okay, so that's that. And then I'm going to bring out also a digital output point here. And let's call that fan stop start. Okay, so again, this is a very quick example. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I just want to show you what can be done. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook my digital output block into the in slot of the fault digital, and then my digital input block goes into the statics block. Okay, and then basically what this is going to do now, once I compile it and send it to the controller, whenever I turn the fan on and off, it's going to try to read the status at the same time. This block will read the status at the same time, and it will compare the two. If they do not match, after a 60-second delay, will trigger one of these faults. So if drag these out so I can talk about them. So for example, if I turn the fan on and the status stays off, then it will trigger a run fault. And if I turn the fan off, and if the status stayed on, then it will trigger stop fault. So basically, let's say the fan was put in hand and it wasn't under DDC control anymore, and you turn the fan off and the fan stayed on, you can get both faults from this block. So that shows you how to do that for a digital fault. A similar one, we're going to look at a similar one for fault numeric. It's a little bit different. As you can see, there's a high limit and low limit that you can implement there. And what's cool is if you don't want, for example, if you just want the high limit, you can go and hide the low limit here. I can go on the slots and I can uncheck the low limit, and then low limit is gone now. So I can have a lot of flexibility in here as to what triggers my fault. Okay, so I'm just going to go back in there and put the low limit there just for this example. Okay, so let's say I want to trigger a fault based on temperature being out of whack. Okay, so I'm just going to drag in an analog input block here, and I'm going to name it, let's say it's a boiler temperature. Okay, so boiler temperature, boiler 1 temperature. Okay, so that's my boiler 1 temperature. I'm going to connect that value to my in slot, and then I'm going to bring in some constants, and I'm going to quickly copy and paste this block here. So let's just move around a couple of these. And then let's say my high limit was 200 Fahrenheit and my low limit was 100. Okay, and then I can quickly come in here and connect these slots. And then if there was a winter-summer flag, I could actually connect the winter-summer flag to the enable block and disable the alarm for the boilers if it's summertime, for example, or if outdoor temperature is too hot. Again, you have two faults that this block will give you, a low fault and high fault. So you can take those blocks and take those outputs and do some funky logic with it and have it do what you want. Have it turn on more relays or pass it on to the network to a LAN system, or pass it on to a Modbus system. Let's say you had a Modbus touchscreen and you wanted to trigger a light bulb or something on the Modbus touchscreen. So what you can do is you can connect this to the Modbus touchscreen and turn the light on or off. Okay. Another neat feature here is we have something called alarm dispatch, and what the alarm dispatch does is I'm going to quickly go through the alarm dispatch block for you. What the alarm dispatch does is lets you actually assign a code to what the alarm is. So you can actually assign. Let's say this was a fan fault. So I'm going to go down here and see a fan failure. So what I can do is I can connect one of these or both of them to the trigger block, and then as soon as the fault happens, I can send that fault with this message to my supervisory software, and it will get logged. Okay. The value and limit slots are very nice here. They're for information only, so I can actually send some extra information with the alarm to the supervisory system. Let's say I wanted to, for example, send the boiler temperature at the same time as that fault happened. So I can connect the boiler temperature onto this message and send it to the supervisory system. Okay, so this should give you a quick idea of some of the alarming capabilities of 400 series controllers. There's a lot more capabilities in there, but for this short video, I just wanted to quickly show you a few examples. Okay, our contact information will be coming up soon. Please send us a request for any information you need, or if anything's unclear, let us know and we'll get back to you. Okay, see you guys until the next video.